the Besties took Simon hostage for jewelry. After they'd taken him hostage, he ran in to grab a chip. They waited, saw him do it, then robbed him. Obviously, everybody's immediate reaction was, let's go slam the Besties. But after some, careful consideration, I think point everybody in a bit of a direction where, like, we have, 3 mil in the gang fund and no guns. Probably not a good idea.
So they took him hostage and then waited around, knowing he'd go get a key.
Well, they wanted to see if he would. They wanted to see if he'd get a chip.
Of course, he'd get a fucking chip. They're not dumb.
Yeah, but realistically, I mean, yeah. As soon as he gets that chip, he's contesting the bank truck, isn't he? At that point.
Bro, they've contested our jewelry stores, man. They can suck my bollocks. They know what they're doing that shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they know. I mean, they know what they're doing, taking him hostage. Apparently they were like, "Oh, you're a baller. You're not Manor or something." So
oh
yeah,
exactly sick.
What they're doing.
Yeah, sick.
It is what it is. Yeah. I mean,
wait, what happened?
I'm kind of in the mindset that
Besties took Simon hostage last night.
If we're gonna go and have beef with him again, which is inevitable, right? We probably should be in a bit of a better financial position when it starts, because it isn't going to. You know how it can go. Like if one day goes bad and we're in a shit financial position, there is no day two.
Yeah.
And from the last war, we knew how it was, right? It was one day, one gang, the other day. You know what I mean? It was very back and forth. You want to at least be able to sustain a couple of shit days, don't you, before you kind of engage in something. I mean, that's my mindset on it. Probably not the most gangster fucking mindset, but in my opinion, it makes sense.
Let me check the guns.
So I go over there and I'm with Bones and Eli, and then my oxy run goes a bit kapoof. There was 100 Michaels and not the Michael we know, like Lester and Trevor Michaels. Anyway, so then I had to go and cart them 1, 2, 3, bang, 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 right? And then I was gone for like 3 seconds away from the car. I pull up to the car, like to grab my packages and carry on my oxy run, and fucking Besties pull up, Future the whole 9 yards, going, "Is this your oxy run?" And I went, "Yeah, mate, it is. What are you going to do about it?" And he was like, "Oh, well, it's not anymore," and drove off. Nothing in the boot, nicked all my packages. Not fucking happy. But on a better note, yesterday we did a maze bank, Polito, flea cut, bank truck, and we made like 2 mil.
Yeah, we did well yesterday with them.
Bro, you can buy in with bet now in racing, bro.
In the last 24 hours, they have kidnapped Simon for a job, waited for him knowing he'd go and get a chip afterwards, robbed him.
Oh, Besties countered the boys' bank trucks yesterday, and we had Future on the radio going, "Donkey Gang." So yeah, that's all fun and games, isn't it? Really, to be honest.
Not surprised. That's not news to me, to be fair.
I know, it was just a little bit of cherry on top.
So the way I'm seeing this is, they took Simon hostage, knowing he's Simon, because they all know who Simon is, because they shit talked him so much during the war. They're well aware who Simon is. So they know what they were doing. They then didn't rob him until he went for a chip, because they knew, let's be real, if we took one of them hostage, the first thing they'd do is go, right, these lads are in the bank truck, let's go get a chip. They knew he was going to do that, so then they robbed him to then use that as an excuse of, oh, but he was countering our bank truck. And now they're also robbing our oxy runs.
Yeah.
Who did they rob?
Me.
It was by me. The interesting thing is, it sounds like it's another one of those forehead isn't about, so
who wasn't
everyone just does what they want.
So I was with Bones and that, like, he was flagged up, like they knew it was us, yeah, and it was like a full car, and then they were like, I couldn't even go back and get a car and like do whatever, because they were just circling the oxy area, like jumping out in random corners and shit, and it was just sus.
So not the army from Michael.
I had 100 ink bags on me as well. They didn't take that, but like, because they never actually robbed me, they just robbed the car, so I just cut because I'm not losing all that money.
They robbed your car?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
it's already unlocked. Someone left it unlocked.
Oh, so, right, okay.
But yeah, John apparently met up with them, and it sounded like Forehead wasn't aware of this. It's the kidnapping anyway. And obviously, John had gone bed by the time the ox thing had happened. But Forehead wasn't aware of them doing the kidnapping thing. So it sounds like it was like a person who tells them not to is not around, so they just do what they want type thing.
But John pulled up and asked for the shit back, and they said no.
Yeah, because I'm assuming it was, well, you tried to count on the bank truck.
No, that's the line they're going off, right?
Well, yeah, like realistically, they're never going to give their shit back to anyone, right? That's regardless, even more so us. But
To be honest,
they're very, they seem to very much be full heads not around Bambi, Future, Miguel. Like, those people will just do whatever the fuck they want, and then full heads got to back them, you know?
you know what it is?
Yeah, of course.
It's that last war. I'll be honest, they didn't. It wasn't a clean sweep for them, was it?
Yeah, they want a second dabbing.
They want another go because they're probably financially better off. You know, just to do a clean sweep. They're probably in a better position than they were. Now that's probably why they want to go again, just to make sure that they can assert their dominance.
Fun check.
2.1 is in there, but I think there's 4 runs in. We've got to start. You just got to pick your fights, don't you? You can't expect to be on smoke when Besties do something if you're getting wiped at a bank truck every night of the week. It's 5 mil if that happens. I'm not saying it does happen every time. It's like a mil. If you get all getting put down at a bank truck, it's a mil a go. You got to kind of either we got to increase the revenue that's coming into the group, or we've got to stop the expenditure.
I mean, if we use heavies, we can get it down to like 500k a go. Like it's like what, like 250, 300 for the heavies.
You can't. You're just. Well, I guess. I mean, what? 300k for the heavies, and then
we needed more than 500k coming in a day. But then still,
Yeah, but I'm saying if we get the polito out of that pays that back, right? It's just like one
I mean,
successful one does outweigh one loss. It's just.
I don't want us fully thinking like that either, because we don't roll out. We don't roll out expecting to lose, right? That would be fucking stupid. At that point, we just shouldn't be doing the jobs.